And as I'm telling people this story, they're saying, Jacy, you could have been a target for human trafficking. And I'm like, well, that's not good. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or to it. If this is the first time you are seeing my face, thank you for clicking on it. My name is Jacy and I like to do story times. And I haven't posted on this channel in a hot minute because I'm doing all my heavy lifting over on my vlog channel. But I have a pretty sketchy story time for you guys that just happened. And I just had to sit down, press record, no notes, no script, and just tell it to you guys. In my haste to get this recorded, I forgot to change my camera settings and I go in and out of focus a lot in this video. So I apologize in advance, I goofed there. So maybe listen to this one like a podcast. And when you are listening to it, ignore the chair squeaking sounds. It's been a hot minute since I've recorded, so my apologies. I didn't want to refilm it because these were my true, authentic first impressions as I'm retelling this story. So hope you understand and can cut me some slack. Because I don't know if I was a possible target for human trafficking or if I just happened to stay in the world's sketchiest hotel, but that's what I need your opinion on. So like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, you guys know the deal. But here's my sketchy story of staying in a very suspicious hotel and what happened. But the story starts just this past weekend where I drove out to Phoenix, Arizona for a birthday party. I knew I would need to stay 2 nights in a hotel, and I am not made of money these days, and I was balling on a budget, so the Marriotts and the Ritz-Carltons were out of question. So I ended up booking my hotel stay at some 2-star hotel. For the record, I'm fine with staying in not the best of hotels, you know? You deadbolt your door, I just kind of need a bed to lay in, as long as there's not cockroaches running around, which there could have been in this one, then for the most part I'm fine. And I did read the reviews, I'd like to mention that. I read the reviews and the reviews didn't mention anything sketchy. The reviews just said, if anything, rude management, maybe some dirty, outdated rooms, that sort of thing. And as I'm driving to the hotel, it's in a good area of Phoenix. There's a Target and a Marshall's right down the street, completely bookending it with 2 other nicer hotels. So it's not like I was in some super sketchy area and surrounded by nothingness. It was just like a normal motel. So I didn't realize I booked a motel, but that's fine. So I ended up taking all day to drive out to Phoenix. So by the time I actually arrived to my hotel, it is dark time. It is about 9 p.m. and I'm a little caught off guard because I see a little kerfuffle happening in one of the rooms. So again, because this is a motel, that means all of the rooms are facing outside. There's no interior hallways. So I see these 2 people upstairs on the 2nd floor, kind of being told off by security. And I'm not outside of my car yet, but I am a little nosy, so I roll down the windows and I can hear that the security guard is trying to get them to exit the room. So as I'm waiting for that to kind of pass, the security walks down this couple and over to the main lobby office. Now, because it is 9 p.m., the lobby is closed, so they're just kind of outside of the check-in window. And that's when this couple's voices begin to kind of get raised. They're all angry because they're getting kicked out of their hotel room for some reason, but I'm realizing, dang it, I gotta go check into that window right there where they're standing yelling at the security guard. Well, that's okay. I love gossip, so let's go do this. So I go over to the window and this woman is yelling at this guard, but she's standing right in front of the window. And so I had to be like, excuse me, I'm gonna check into my room. And she was like, oh, okay, whatever. And continues yelling at the security guard. So as I'm waiting for the person to come and check me in, what I hear going on is that they were doing drugs in their room and they were getting kicked out. But what she had an issue with was she wanted her refund for the next day that she had paid for in order to pay for a new hotel room. That was the main source of the yelling. She was like, all right, you caught me. I was doing drugs in the hotel room, even though I specifically promised in my contract that I would not do drugs in my hotel room. But I am gonna need my money back to go to another hotel room to do other drugs, so I'm not leaving until you give me that money. You guys following? Any hoozle. So I'm getting checked in and I'm filling out a lot of paperwork, more paperwork than I'm used to for a motel or a hotel. And I think that's because I didn't pay for my hotel room yet. I kind of just reserved the room and now I was paying and doing all the back end paperwork stuff. I give them my ID, they scan it, they ask me, do you have any other guests, any other pets, anybody else joining you? And I was like, nope, it's just me. I had to sign a bunch of stuff, but that's normal for hotels. Again, promising that you won't do drugs and saying that they have the right to kick you out if you do drugs. Just don't do drugs, kids. Don't listen to me though on that. And after I get done checking in, she hands me my hotel key and says, all right, you're in room 1016. And I remember at this moment in time going, what are the odds that I'm gonna be like around this room with a bunch of the drama? Because again, as I'm standing there listening, the woman behind me is saying that my daughter's just getting stuff out of the room, like stop yelling at her, we're just getting our stuff out. So I knew there was other people up in the room getting their stuff out, there was more commotion. Sure enough, I walk around the corner and my room is directly below the room causing all the drama. I don't know what kind of drugs they were doing, but do you think like it goes through the vents? I didn't even think about that until just now. Could I have gotten like a cool secondhand high of like meth? I don't know enough about drugs. I don't think that's how it works, Jacy. So I get into my hotel room and it's not the greatest, I'll admit it. It was fine. It was a bed, there was a sink, no storage, there wasn't even a closet. The bathtub didn't even have like a tub. It was just almost like a dorm room type of shower. Turns out this place didn't even have Wi-Fi, which is not something I thought to look up. It's 2023 and places don't have Wi-Fi. That one blew my mind. So I used up all of my monthly data that night scrolling on TikTok. They didn't even have a hairdryer, which I thought was funny because the next morning I actually went up to the front desk and I asked to get a hairdryer and they're like, oh, we don't have those. So that's just kind of to give you an idea that I was going bare bones on the budget when it came to booking this hotel, and now I'm seeing why. It had no amenities, but it also was a little bit sketchy because throughout the night you could just hear more commotion coming from the room above me. I'd love to report that there was more shouting and screaming and drama, but no, for the most part, it sounded like they got escorted away from the room, and that was that. So the next morning, I am on a little bit higher of alert just because I'm alone in a new state, in a sketchy hotel room. You know, maybe I should have done a little bit more research here, but my guard is a little bit up and I'm not like peeking through the curtains like an agoraphobic paranoid by any means, but I'm just a little bit more aware of my surroundings. So I have my curtains open and I'm lying in the bed watching TV, which was, I was watching true crime, which is, again, probably not a very good idea when I'm alone in a sketchy hotel room. I was psyching myself out, good Lord. But it came in handy for this next part. So there was this man dressed in black and a black hat who kind of kept walking back and forth. And he didn't look like he was part of the maid service. And, you know, he could have been a maintenance man. But I just noticed he was kind of passing by back and forth. Wasn't looking into my room at all, but I just kind of noticed because, again, I'm on high alert. Now, this man walking back and forth, I did not recognize from the night before, so I was like, all right, maybe he's just a normal hotel guest getting a lot of ice. I don't really know, but my hotel room was deadbolted locked. It didn't have the latch lock or the chain lock, it was just the deadbolt. But I see this man walk past my window, and then you could see the shadow underneath the door frame kind of get dark. My adrenaline starts pumping because I can see that he's standing right outside of my door. And then you guys get this, no knock, no announcement. My door starts to open. My door is opening. He is coming into my room. I jump up like a freaking lightning bolt, and like a linebacker, I put my entire weight into the door as it's opening. I go and I shove that thing shut and I say, occupied, occupied, occupied. And I slam it shut and I'm just like panting, holding myself up against the door. And right away, this man was like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And that was kind of it. So I'm just standing there for like 2 minutes thinking like, oh my God, what do I need to defend myself with? He had a key to get into my place. He didn't knock, he didn't announce himself. He just walked right in with some set of keys. After like 2 minutes, I go and I shut my curtains. I'm looking out the peephole. He's gone. And I realize I need to go report this to the front desk. So the first thing that was going through my mind with this was almost blaming myself because the way that the hotel worked, they charged you every single night. Like they didn't charge you the bulk of your reservation. And so when I had gotten my credit card charge, it was only for one night. So right after this happened, I'm almost blaming myself thinking like, did I not check out correctly? Like, was I supposed to go report that I'm staying for another day because it was just a daily rate? What the frick frack is going on here? So I put on my shoes, and at this point, my hair is like crunchy and ramen noodly. I have a video of myself, that's why I'm mentioning this now, but I walk over to the front desk. So I go to the front desk, and from here on out, you guys, I hope I can convey how frustrating this front desk staff was, how unhelpful they were, and why I feel like they could have been in on it. So I go to the front desk and I'm like close to tears. I'm kind of panicking. And I say, hi, a man just entered my room without knocking. He had keys, didn't announce himself. Was there a maintenance man that was supposed to come into my room that I didn't know about? Was this the cleaning staff that I wasn't aware was gonna come clean my room? And the front desk lady was like, we don't have any men on the cleaning staff. What room are you in? I'm in room 1016. Hang on. Judy, were we supposed to have any maintenance done in 1016? Sorry, our manager says there wasn't any maintenance supposed to be done. And I'm like, okay, well, a man just entered my room. Like, hello, that's even worse. That's worst case scenario. A man just came into my room and he had keys. What are you gonna do about it? So I'm trying to get a little bit more urgent. And then I can hear her talking to this mysterious Judy. That's not her real name. I can't remember her real name. But the hotel manager was behind this wall, almost like this partition. And it was almost like a two-way mirror where I only saw the reflection of myself, but I think she could see me. So this front desk person just kind of kept peeking her head around talking to Judy. And so she peeks her head around. She goes, those people that left last night, they gave their keys back, right? And so I'm thinking like, oh, shoot, like, does this have something to do with the people that got kicked out last night? Are they coming back thinking that I'm the one that reported them? Because they saw me going into my room, they saw me checking in, they heard what room I was in, because as I was checking in, I was directly next to them. And they're announcing, here's your room key, all alone, no pets, no strong man to protect you, room 1016, right below these drug addicts who are doing drugs in their room that you may have kicked out. I don't know, this is just what's going through my head. And the fact that the front desk lady person brought this up kind of made me panic of, were they coming back for revenge? How did they get a key to my hotel room? What the heck is going on? So she says, they gave their keys back. Front lady desk comes back to me and she goes, can you describe the man who came into your room? And I'm getting kind of frantic because I'm like, black shirt, like he was wearing all black, a black hat. He must have had keys. He just came right in. And she was like, tall, short, heavy set. And I was like, I don't know, like average height, average build. She was like, anything else? Being so unhelpful and kind of like not believing me. And I'm like, sorry, I didn't get a good look at him with my eyeballs when I'm too busy being freaking JJ Watt line backing the door to protect myself from getting murdered. And she goes, okay, well, give us a few minutes, we'll go check the cameras. And I'm like, wow, thank you for your service. So this part's interesting, and this part I wish I would have filmed more, but you still can't really see it. So there's this TV in the hotel lobby, and I don't know what it's even for, because it was faced in a weird direction, but I can see that they do in fact pull up the cameras and start scrubbing through the cameras. I should have recorded longer so I could see what they're seeing, but you also really couldn't see what it was anyway, because I was so far away, and I didn't want to like get up and start filming it because they were already being so rude. I didn't want them to not believe me. But I could kind of keep an eye on what they were watching, and I could see that they have a direct view of my door. So the shot that I showed you earlier where it showed the people in the room right above me, that was kind of the exact same view that they had. So I was like, oh my God, perfect. They're gonna believe me because they're gonna see a man go into my door. It's right freaking there, front and center. But alas, ye be so naive, because the front desk woman comes back to me and she says, so we just watched the video and nobody went into your room. And I was like, well, if you watched the video, you would have seen the man come into my room. And she said, no, nobody came into your room. There was a maintenance worker on the grounds, but he went into room 1017. He did not go into your room. And I was like, wait, hang on. So you're saying he went into the room next door to mine, but he didn't come into my room? And she goes, yes, he did not enter your room. I've never been flabbergasted, but I was at a loss for words because I was like, well, no, what you're seeing is he's coming into my room. And she said, he did not enter your room. And so I'm trying to explain, he didn't enter my room. He opened the door and I had to slam it shut. Then I closed the curtains and come back out. And she said, I'm sorry, he did not enter your room, but there was a maintenance worker on the grounds. And then I said, can I see the video? I need you to explain to me what you're seeing because what you're seeing is incorrect. That was my room. She says, no, we can't show you the video. And I said, well, you need to go watch it again and understand that that was my room. She huffs and sighs and goes away. And I'm thinking, why are you being so nonchalant about the fact that a hotel guest is telling you a strange man entered her room that she was alone in, and you're trying to tell her that she's wrong? Why don't you have more urgency and empathy and an apologetic tone about this? Why are you trying to tell me that I'm a liar? Oh, I'm getting heated now because it's so ridiculous. So that's when she comes back out, and that's when I start recording myself because I'm like, this is unbelievable. I need to get something on camera. And you guys, I've never really been gaslit before. I understand gaslighting and how powerless and helpless it makes you feel when you know that you are right and they're calling you a liar. Because watch this clip.
Just replaying it all the way from 1:15 in the afternoon.
Until I got here, do you see me walking out?
Yeah, from the time you got there, she's seen you close the curtains, everything. The only person that's walked that way is our maintenance guy.
Okay, so it was a maintenance person then.
10:17.
Okay, well somebody came in my room, so as long as it's a maintenance person, that's all that I need to know.
The maintenance man is the only one that's gone to 10:17.
And he was the one dressed in all black?
He has a black t-shirt
Okay.
and blue jeans.
Okay, as long as it's the maintenance person, that's all I needed to know. But I just want...
No person ever approached your door.
Somebody came into my room, and I just wanted to report it.
Nobody...
How did they open... But he came up to my room. He's probably not walking into the room.
No man walked up to your door.
How did my door get opened?
Nobody
How did I
walked up
push
to
the
your
door closed? I don't
We
understand.
watched the whole video. The video
Do you
covers that whole
have the
section.
video right before when I closed the curtains and I came out? Can I see it?
We can't allow you to watch the video.
You can't let me see.
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's fine. As long as I'm aware it's a maintenance person, that's all I need to know. But somebody came into my room. Okay. So basically, this hotel employee is telling me that, yes, it was indeed a maintenance worker, but he didn't go into my room. They saw him go into a room on camera, but it wasn't my room. They saw me come out of my room to report the incident, but it wasn't the same door that he entered. And I'm at a loss for words. At this point, I had relaxed a little bit because all I was trying to say was, okay, it was a maintenance worker. He possibly entered the wrong room. That's fine. As long as I know it's a maintenance worker, not some sketchy man on the street who magnetized a card to get into my room. But after I stopped recording, I said, can I please get a new room? I don't feel safe in this room knowing that somebody knows I'm in there alone, that you guys know that I'm complaining about this room and that I'm alone and somebody has access to my room. And they said no. And I said, why not? And they said, because we just confirmed that nobody entered your room. I am telling you, as a hotel guest, I do not feel safe in this room. Please just move me to another part of the freaking hotel. And they said no. And so I said, well, I'm not comfortable staying in this hotel. I would like to not stay another night. And they said, that's fine, but you will not be getting your money back because we did nothing wrong. What do you mean? Oh my God, I haven't even paid for the room yet. Like, I don't want to stay another night, but now they're telling me they're already going to charge me and that it's too late because the checkout time had passed and that I couldn't leave. Oh, my cats, you guys. I went back to my room and I cried. So here's another weird part of the story because it doesn't end there. I immediately go back to my room and I'm like, I need to get out of here. I need to leave this place. They're trying to kill me. I'm packing up my stuff and about a good 5 minutes later, my phone starts ringing and it says the hotel name, which is cool because I thought just a phone number would pop up. It's not like they were in my phone book, but the phone number popped up, blank, 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 hotel, inn and suites, whatever it was. So I answer and the other person on the line was the mysterious Judy. And she says, hi, am I speaking to Jacy? And I said, yes. She goes, hi, this is Judy, the manager of the hotel. I'm just calling to let you know that we checked the cameras again and we talked to the maintenance worker. And yes, he did enter your room. We are sincerely apologetic that he did not knock or announce himself. It was a mistake. He is very, very sorry, but it was just a mistake. He went into the wrong room. He was supposed to go into the room next door, but he went into the wrong room. And so I said, so it was a maintenance worker and he did enter my room. And she goes, yes. And I said, this is the part, you guys. I promise you this happened. I'm not recording because I'm on my phone. I wish I would have recorded this phone call. But I said, okay, good, so I'm not a liar. And she goes, okay now, hun, we never said you were a liar. I'm just calling to let you know that somebody did enter your room. What kind of fucking customer service is that? Why are you talking to a hotel guest like that who is in fear of their life and you just gaslit her for 10 minutes and in your apology you're trying to be like, okay, now calm down. We're not going to apologize that much, okay? We're not going to take blame for this, all right? You need to calm down. Holy guacamole, this place is nuts. So I ask again, I said, am I able to change rooms? She says no, because we're telling you it was just a maintenance worker and that it was an honest mistake. Bitch, hell no. I am packing my things and I am getting out of here. And that's what I did. I packed up my stuff. I am taking the L on this night. I walked over to the next hotel, over to some Hilton, and I booked a $200 a night hotel room for the peace of mind that somebody doesn't have keys to my room and that I'm not going to get kidnapped and that I don't have a gaslighting hotel staff that's telling me that I'm wrong when they're wrong. Can you guys tell that I'm mad? Imagine how mad I was in this moment. So that was kind of the end of that. I didn't want to stay there another night. And I just kind of thought like, wow, how crazy and sketchy that whole thing was. Because the thing with the previous night, I thought could have snowballed into what happened the night before. But overall, like my takeaway at this point was like, wow, what a sketchy hotel. That's the last time I booked one of these places. I'm going with hotels only, no motels, reputable names only, that whole thing. But as I'm telling people this story of like, oh my God, crazy thing, a man just entered my room and I had to go and body slam the door shut, that's when I started hearing stories that is actually a tactic for human trafficking. And as I'm telling this story, people are telling me that the hotel staff could be in on it due to their apathetic nature and the fact that they're trying to defend the actions of this maintenance man. So I started doing some research online, and sure enough, there were quite a few stories about fake maintenance men entering hotel rooms under the guise of fixing something. Sure enough, these people get tied up, bound, kidnapped, and never seen again. And then the hotel staff is there to clean up the dirty work, to be like, nope, it says that they exited the hotel at this time. Look at our cameras. Nobody entered their room. No, that's the room next door. That's not her room. Nobody entered Jacy's room and killed and murdered her. What are you talking about? And so I started psyching myself up because I'm like, that guy literally would have just walked into my hotel room as I'm a young girl. I'm like 30 years old. I'm a young little baby teenage girl sitting on the bed that he could have, I don't know, done anything with. And I think it really bothered me that if you're a maintenance person, you still knock. Like if you're at a hotel, you still knock and see if somebody's in there. That's what really bothered me the most too. But the realist in me understands that it was the middle of the day. They do have cameras on my door, that if he had entered, it probably was just an honest mistake. But the lack of just care that the staff had about my fear of safety is what really, again, like sways me the other way of like, are you guys encouraging this? Like, why aren't you showing more empathy when it comes to all of this? I feel like I'm dancing around the same words, but I don't know, you guys. I just needed to tell you guys your story, and I wanted to know what you guys think. Do you think that this was all some big ploy to kidnap me? Oh my God, you guys want to kidnap me? That's kind of flattering. Stop it. Am I being dramatic? I don't think I'm being dramatic about the situation and the lack of care from the hotel staff, because that to me is completely unforgivable. But I want to hear your stories. Have you heard things about like this with human trafficking and other tactics? I have been kind of going down the rabbit hole, which is probably not good for my mental health, in regards to like hotel human trafficking, like certain tactics that people use to get you alone. Again, they knew that I was alone. They had all of my credit card and ID information. They could have easily switched off the cameras once this maintenance guy entered my room. I don't know, my brain is completely fried and frantic, and I just kind of wanted to hear your thoughts. So that is the story of possibly how I almost got kidnapped or raped and murdered in a hotel room. Or that's also the story of just a sketchy motel that I stayed in and learned my lesson when it comes to reading reviews and booking a place to stay when I'm traveling alone. Thank you guys for watching this video. Again, please go follow my vlog channel. I am doing a crazy fun project over there where I am trying to accomplish 30 fun things before I turn 30. So it is a series. Each episode kind of has its own theme. I am putting a lot of production value into it, in my opinion, more than just me sitting here talking. So I appreciate any kind of support you can give me over on that channel. Also, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. I post a lot on Instagram of just my day-to-day life, as well as just photos of my face if you want to see more of me, and to show you guys that I'm not dead. Just because I took a break on this channel to focus on my vlog channel Follow me on Instagram and you know I'm still alive and up to fun things. But I thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be back with more story times because I had another crazy thing that happened recently. Golly, it's like the universe is saying, you should make more YouTube videos again. Here's some scary situations to put yourself in so you can record yourself. La la la. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Toodles! This morning, I took a self-defense class as part of my bucket list over on my vlog channel, and they had a bunch of personal protection equipment, and so I got myself a travel lock. So in your hotel room, you like stick this in the lock, and even if they have a key, they can't get in. So no maintenance man can come and tie me up and murder me, and the hotel can cover it up and gaslight me that it never happened. Not on my watch. Stay safe out there, everyone.